This is Neil Ratner Rock Talk here on WDST Radio Woodstock with another episode of This Week in Rock with support from Transcend and my friend, the amazing dentist and rock star Bruce Milner. Visit Transcend, his stunning new office at 2 Maverick Road on the corner of Maverick Road and Route 375. On February 4th, 1977, Fleetwood Mac released the album Rumours. Often considered Fleetwood Mac's magnum opus and one of the greatest albums of all time, the album was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 2003 and was selected for preservation in the National Recording Registry in 2017 by the Library of Congress. The album's working title was Yesterday's Gone, with Lindsey Buckingham taking charge of the studio sessions. Initially, Buckingham and Christine McVie played guitar and piano together to create the album's basic structures, since McVie was the only classically trained musician, and she and Lindsey shared a similar sense of musicality. The musicians did not socialize after the sessions, and as Buckingham relates, the band members' new intimate relationships that formed after various separations started to seriously impact their work.
I've always been a firm believer that much of the appeal of Rumours went beyond the music itself. That's not to take anything away from the musical accomplishment, but you have to understand that we were 5 people. Stevie and I had been a couple for a long time. John and Christine McVie had been married. So you had these 2 couples. By the time we got up to Sausalito to start recording Rumours, Stevie and I, although not quite as well defined, were estranged, were not living together. We'd, for all intents and purposes, broken up. John and Christine McVie were divorced. So normally when people break up, when there's pain involved like that, disappointment, heartache, people are allowed a requisite amount of distance and time in order to let the dust settle before they move on. Well, we did not have that luxury. We were, in very close quarters, never had the luxury to be apart, so therefore never really had the luxury of closure. And also, you had 3 writers. So Stevie was writing songs, basically dialogues to me. I was basically writing dialogues to her. And Christine McVie was writing dialogues to John. So you could say that what we did beyond the music was really tap into the voyeur in the audience.
According to Christine McVie, the sessions were like a cocktail party every night, people everywhere. And of course, John and me were not exactly the best of friends. Stevie Nicks has suggested that Fleetwood Mac created the best music when in the worst shape, while according to Buckingham, the tensions between band members formed the recording process and led to the whole being more than the sum of the parts. Buckingham, Christine McVie, and Nicks worked individually on songs, but sometimes shared lyrics. The Chain is the only track on which all members, including Fleetwood and John McVie, are credited, although Nicks maintained that The Chain was primarily her song and claimed ownership of the melody and a large portion of the lyrics, and Buckingham questioned whether Fleetwood contributed significantly to the song. All right, let's listen. From the album Rumours, Fleetwood Mac and The Chain.